What's going on right now is a lot of people are preparing for the new year. We're approaching Christmas, the remaining holiday seasons for 2024. The world is looking forward to the Trump administration, which begins officially January 20th. We're excited to see Project 2025 come to pass completely and totally. Okay, maybe that's a slight exaggeration. It's a bit of a hoax, as you know by now. But what everyone is thinking about is New Year's resolutions, goals for the new year, predictions for the new year, these sorts of things. And so what is going to be going viral here in the next few days are 2025 predictions, what we're going to see. Now, if you went back 1 year ago into mid-December 2023 and laid out what would happen in 2024, for example, there was a picture of Elon Musk with his son, Vivek Ramaswamy, together with House Speaker Mike Johnson. The three of them together talking about how to slash and dash and crash unnecessary government expenditures in the Trump administration, who is going to be headed by a man who survived 2 attempts on his life. I don't know that anyone would have believed that. Can you think of a single prediction for 2024 that came to pass? Even close? There were certainly a few people who did in fact say that there were going to be attempts on Trump's life. There were people who pointed out that it was going to take tech bros and entrepreneurs to help Trump get over the line, drag him across the line if necessary. But predictions are difficult because you don't know all the variables, generally speaking. And so the most accurate predictions tend to be kind of like a Nostradamus situation, and they're a little bit manipulative because it's like horoscopes, where it's vague enough that it can easily be interpreted to be yes or no. This thing happened or this thing didn't happen. Well, it didn't happen exactly the way they said it, but if you read it this way, reinterpret it that way, oh, it totally checks out. Yeah, totally checks out. Okay. So a persuasion technique, besides predicting things and getting it right, which is the ideal version of this, okay? The alternative is something like not foretelling, where you say what's going to be happening and then it happens. Predicting, foretelling, same thing. It's where you do what's called a little forthtelling. Forthtelling is the very act of you saying it ultimately causes it to happen. And people think you were a genius because, wow, you really called that one, didn't you? You can do this at home. You can. This is relatively easy. So think about what is going to happen guaranteed, full stop. There's no stopping it. In your purview, in the country, in the industry that you're in, that you're responsible for, what's guaranteed to happen? Seriously. And that's your forthtelling prediction. That's your prediction for 2025. So what do we know is going to happen that you can sound like a genius for predicting? Well, politically speaking, we know that the Republican Senate is going to be the final boss for the Trump administration's agenda. The rhinos are going to go stomping and horn crashing and smashing against Trump's picks. Some people are going to make it through the Senate confirmation. Other people are going to crash and burn, unfortunately, during the Senate hearings. That's something you can be confident is going to happen anyway, regardless. So yay, astrology, horoscope, whatever. But what about the act of forthtelling? I can share something with you that I did. Forthtelling, a little bit of forthtelling, predicting. And I'm going to pull up the X platform here on my smartphone because I predicted something happening, and you're going to see that the act of me predicting it will ultimately make it come to pass. So this is what I posted on X. I posted the 3 books MAGA, Make America Great Again, needs right now. Which one are you going to write? Come with me and see. No, these don't exist yet. But now that Trump won, we the people have new battles to fight. We need the plan to win them. Here's the first one. Okay, so I lay these out, and I happen to know of people who are likely going to be working on each of these books. So that when these books get published, he predicted it. He said that's what we needed, and there it came to pass. It's called foretelling. These don't exist yet, but now that Trump won, we the people have new battles to fight. We need the plan to win them. Here's the first one. Let's say it's summertime. You go out to the yard and pick up a rock. Sunlight reaches the ground beneath. What immediately happens? Skitter, skitter, crawl, crawl, crawl. Yep, all manner of little nasties go running for cover. You understand. Yes, the first book the right needs in 2025 and beyond is one I know several of you could write. It's the Sunlight book. Like an indie journalist, you will expose all the corruption, scandals, and how bad things really are, truths of your industry, niche, or space. 2 benefits for Sunlight MAGA book. A. You will give the Trump administration and its influencers a physical report that they should be aware of in book form. If your book is any good, expect it to reach them. And B, the post-Trump right now has real problems to set its sights on uprooting. It may take more than 4 years. Speaking of more than 4 years, the second book the right needs right now is a handbook on organizing. Organizing individuals into groups, groups into movements, and movements into unstoppable forces with will to power. How can conservatives and patriots organize to win local elections that matter? Overturn woke rules. Drive out far leftists from key institutions outside Trump's purview. Write this book. We need it. Because we know that a big problem with Republicans is a tendency to show up in mass every 4 years in one place. There's a tendency to allow Democrats to win everything everywhere else in the meantime, or at least make great advances. What if there was a book or books that showed the right how to come together to decide to win important cultural, political, and legal battles in any domain, even without huge financial backing, with sheer force of number alone? That book would keep MAGA in power through the turn of the next century. Speaking of which, the third book we need now and into perpetuity is The Vision Beyond Trump. Yes, we love our Trump-Vance ticket. We expect a President Vance for 8 years after. The culture is beginning to shift away from the woke and to the right. And to the right. But those people are still here, the far leftists, and they still wield immense institutional power. America's 250th birthday will pass just as Elon and Vivek's DOGE, Department of Government Efficiency, that work is coming to an end. Expect great things, but we can't hope things will continue to improve. For years, the right has been anti various left-wing policies and pushiness. Okay, but what for? Trump was the answer to this. We are for Donald J. Trump. That rallied conservatives, centrists, and non-mentally ill liberals together in ways no other cause for the right has in a long time. So what then will the right stand for after Trump? This is the vision we will need. We will need it sooner than later. And we will need it so that everything Trump and company do over the next 4 years will not have been done in vain, so that it will not be immediately upended or reversed or backslidden or forgotten. We need a vision to keep America great forever. Now, we've suggested before that Donald Trump himself make this very book his presidential memoir. Most recently, we suggested he title it America 2076. And as you know, we have made the case for me, Joshua Lisec, to co-author this book with the 47th President of the United States. It would be an honor. It would also be fun. If you've read my last 2 co-authored works, On Humans and Bulletproof, both with an acquaintance, a dear acquaintance, and friendly journalist of the president's, Jack Posobiec, you know this team up makes sense. That said, your industry, niche, and network will need a vision too. Not just a grand idea set for the future of America, but the portion for which you are responsible. Enough with what you don't want and from whom you don't want it. What do you want to see built? Best place to start that answer is with you writing a book to lay out the vision in physical, shareable form. There is no better medium to change the world than through the printed page. Tweets may be how you get noticed in 2024. Books are how you get understood and get taken serious. I'm the one to know this is what I do. And that is my prediction for 2025. So you should tell me, what's yours?